Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we are going to dive into the victory over the Milwaukee Bucks the Thunder took last night. We're going to talk about AJ Mitchell, Kenrich Williams, and the MVP of the league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and his absolutely magnificent performance he put on display. And then towards the end, we're going to talk about some USA versus World stuff as we get closer and closer to the All-Star game and what that has in store for us as fans. But before we get into it, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring today's video. You guys can use this QR code right here to scan and you guys can get more information on it, and we'll give you more information as we get into this video. But huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy and big thank you for sponsoring today's video. But let's dive into this Bucks and Thunder matchup. The Thunder take the victory 122-102 in really dominating fashion. This was a game that the Thunder took control very early on and really never looked back. And this is what you do against teams like the Milwaukee Bucks that are just kind of middle of the tier in the Eastern Conference, which kind of sucks to say. As a big Giannis guy, I like Giannis a lot, and it just really sucks to see him out there and being one of the three best players in the entire world, just not have that much help at all. I really hope that he can, if he doesn't get out of Milwaukee soon, that he can find his way to possibly being onto a contender once again. But switching to the Thunder side of things, the one guy that we're going to talk about and should get most of the praise this video is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai dropped 40 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. One of his best stat lines of the entire season. And not only that, he was ultra efficient. Only missed 3 shots, was 16 for 19 from the field, hit both of his threes that he hit. And this is what MVP performances look like. Being able to go out there, drop 40 and 11 assists and 7 rebounds, near a 40-point triple-double on unreal efficiency is stuff that you just don't see very often. And to be able to have a guy on your team do that is something that you should never want to take for granted. And hopefully you guys have realized that Shai is going to be one of the greatest players of all time. Hopefully, if the trajectory continues, maybe top 15 to top 20, depending on where he ends up. But this guy is special, and it's so fun to be able to go watch him every single night. And that's why I really just tune out all these free throw merchant floppy narratives, because when you just watch when you watch the games and just realize how special he really is, it really is the modern day MJ and Kobe, and there's just no way around it saying it. Just the way he plays is special, and you really saw it on display tonight. Just being able to go out there, hit any shot that he wants from anywhere, even being able to hit 2 threes as well. And when he needs to, he's a really good playmaker, dropping 11 assists. When his guys hit the shots that he does, he would be able to average 8, 9 assists if his teammates were able to consistently hit those shots more. But right now he's right around those 6 assist marks. But really believe that he can eventually become a 7 or 8 assist guy. And tonight really showed that. And I think you can look at many different things. Chet kind of had his down game tonight, only had 10 points, 7 rebounds. You have guys contributing. A Lou Dort out there, Casey Wallace. We had a lot of the towards the end bench guys like Brandon Carlson, Brooks Barnheiser's out there, Ousmane Dieng, and it didn't matter. The Thunder were just so dominant, and it really just came down to Shai being able to cook the Milwaukee Bucks defense. Giannis is really their only player you have to worry about, and nobody on the Milwaukee Bucks side, no matter who you threw at them, were going to be able to stop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and you saw that on full display tonight. And another guy that I think really was the second best player for the Thunder tonight was AJ Mitchell. AJ Mitchell had 18 points and 3 assists and all of that, and it was just really psyched to see him out there. He got the start, and it's really starting to look like AJ Mitchell is increasing his chances for 6th Man of the Year. And this is an award that is so very hard to win because you have a lot of different guys that you can look at for 6th Man of the Year. A Naz Reid and Jaime Jaquez out in Miami. There's so many guys, but I think AJ Mitchell will definitely be in the running, if not in the final 3 or final 5 of the 6th Man of the Year. And he's going to continue to get better. And I think his numbers are going to go back up once again, because if you remember, before J-Dub got back, he was averaging about 18 or 19, and now it's kind of taking a dip slowly to about 14 or 15. But I think if he consistently plays, and with J-Dub out for a month, I think he can really get his numbers back up to around 16, 17 points. And that's really good for a Sixth Man of the Year candidate. That's something that a lot of voters are going to look at. And with the success that the Thunder have, you can look at the possibility of him being it, because you can also say he had to take on a bigger role and scoring role as the sixth man with Jada being out for so much of the year. You have Isaiah Hartenstein out as well. So AJ Mitchell being able to go out there and really just cook on every single night and really taking that next leap forward and being on such a valuable contract, it just feels like Sam Presti knew he was going to take this leap and signed him to that 3-year, $9 million contract before the season started. It really just feels like Presti knew he was about to take that jump, and now that contract looks like it could be one of the most valuable contracts over the next 3 years out of the entire NBA, being able to only pay a guy $3 million a year in today's NBA that is going to be averaging over 15 points, is going to be a key contributor to hopefully a championship team this year and for the years to come, I think is something that a lot of people are starting to notice. And I really hope people realize how valuable AJ Mitchell is to the Thunder and how I think he really is going to be another key to this Thunder team going back-to-back, not just being able to have the big 3-year Isaiah Hartenstein's everybody healthy, but AJ Mitchell just adds another extra layer of driving to the basket, being able to shoot the 3-ball well, and be another ball handler that we need so much, because a lot of people expected Nikola Topic to be that ball handler, but AJ Mitchell has been able to take over that role, and he's done it about as well as you could have asked for out of anybody in the league at this point. And I think it really just, sometimes I think a lot of us fans just really don't realize how valuable he can really be at points to this OKC Thunder team. And I think it really showed out tonight for us. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all of the action. Playing Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. This week on Underdog, I was looking at this Milwaukee Bucks and OKC Thunder game. I selected Shea for higher than 31.5 points and higher than 6.5 steals. Download the app today and you can use promo code BASKETBALLFAN to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That is promo code BASKETBALLFAN. Underdog, make picks, win money, must be 18 years or older to play.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
And now we'll look at it, and you guys can kind of look at it if you guys are wanting to put in some player props on Underdog and use this code BASKETBALLFAN. You can look at some of over the past 5 games for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what he's been able to do. And we look at this outlier in this most recent game against the Milwaukee Bucks being able to drop 47 and 11. But you just look at the consistency, the outlier being that Houston game where Houston did a really good job of being able to limit Shai. But you look outside of that, 34, 39, 30, 40, consistently being over 30 now, really averaging over 33 over the past week or so. You look at those rebounding numbers, those are a bit lower than what we've seen, being only at 5, 2, 4, 1, and 7. But those assist numbers, we see that big jump from being 5, 4, 3, 3 down from the past 2 games up to 11. So that really just comes down to if the Thunder are able to make their shots. But this is just something you guys can use to kind of help if you guys are wanting to put in some player props for Shai being able to go higher or lower on stuff like these points, rebounds, and assists. And you can really use this guy to kind of help you, and that's why we have it out here. So if you guys would like to use these and be able to use this QR code once again and get once you play your first $5, you can get $75 in bonus entries using that promo code BASKETBALLFAN. But let's jump back into it. Kenrich Williams is another guy that tonight was really impressive for the Thunder, and I think is really possibly starting to get himself into some more playing time, especially at this point in the season where the Thunder are dealing with so many injuries. We had J-Dub, Jay Will, Alex Caruso out, Isaiah Hartenstein out, and being able to have a guy like Kenrich Williams who his playing time isn't always consistent. Some weeks he can go out there and not play maybe 2 minutes the entire week, and then you have weeks like this where we're going to need him big time and he's going to play big time minutes. And tonight he just goes out there and puts up really big numbers, has 13 points, 8 rebounds. And I've talked it about plenty of times on this channel how I think Kenrich Williams is probably the most underrated defender, or not defender, rebounder that we have on this team. It feels like every time he's out there, he just is able to box out so well. He's getting a lot of big boards, and I think that really goes unnoticed because rebounds aren't the fanciest thing you look at in the box score. You usually look at the points straight away, and then you go to assists and possibly blocks or steals and all that. The rebounds just kind of go unnoticed, but I think being able to be such a good rebounder, but not only that, be a threat on being able to drive to the basket. We know he's a threat to shoot the three ball, and I think he's really starting to play himself into some big time minutes, and we'll obviously see him get some minutes in the playoffs. We saw that last year, and I think at this point the Thunder can really run once again an 11-man rotation out in the playoffs, and that's really what is so different about this OKC team compared to what we're going to see in the playoffs. Is most teams are going to have to cut their rotations down to 8, 9 guys. If you're lucky, maybe a 10th, but that 10th guy is probably not playing consistently. The Thunder can legitimately go out there and give you 10 and 11 and not lose a beat. As you know, your starting 5, once everybody's healthy, is Shea, Dort, J-Dub, Chet, and Hartenstein. And that leaves your bench having guys A.J. Mitchell, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Jay Will, Kenrich Williams, all these guys that can go out there and you can plug and play and they're going to be able to do anything. I mean, just think about it. Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, and A.J. Mitchell coming off the bench in a playoff series is just absolutely insane. Having 2 of the best perimeter defenders in the league, A.J. Mitchell, like we just talked about, being a 6th man of the year candidate. It's going to be fun times for the Thunder, and I think if Kenrich continues to play well and is playing well, he's going to get some big time minutes, especially against a team like the Nuggets or Rockets that have bigger bodies and we're going to need to play bigger. I think Kenrich Williams can really play himself into some big time minutes, and I think we could very well see that continue. But now we'll wrap up and just kind of briefly talk about this USA versus World and how this match is going to be for the All-Star game. If you guys haven't heard, they're going to be doing a USA versus the World competition at the All-Star game, and to put it plainly, the World is most likely going to dominate the USA. Just looking at the World starting lineup, having Shea, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, Jokic, you can make the argument that's 5 of the best 6 players in the world. I think Anthony Edwards is better than Wemby at this point. You can make the case that Anthony Edwards has been playing almost as good as Luka, but those 5 are just unreal, and the World is going to be insane just being able to look at it. They have 3 of the best players in the NBA all on the World side. And then on the USA side, you have guys like Curry, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham. A lot of good players, but at the end of the day, when the World has 5 of the best 5 or 6 players in the entire NBA, there's not much that the USA is going to be able to do about it. But I'm also interested to see if the fans will like this and kind of how this will play out along All-Star Weekend. You guys will have to let me know down below if you guys are excited for this or you kind of worried what Adam Silver and the NBA might do this. We'll have to see how this one plays out. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.